Lloyd Vehicle Consulting stickers, t-shirts and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below. Good afternoon. Today is the 7th of May and this is the classic car show at Departure Lounge Cafe, which is near Alton in Hampshire, or Classic Car Sunday I think they call them. This is part 2 of Slightly Shambolic Shuffle. I do apologise in advance if we've got wind noise, if information is incorrect, which happens all the time, if I fall over, if generally I get interrupted by anything. I'm afraid that's just the way that goes on this channel. So very late Ford Anglia here, one of the very last, Anglia Super, 1967 only would be on this plate. This will have a 1200cc engine. My gosh, yeah, there we go. It's actually registered in 68, so the absolute end of production. Special edition in this colour, very rare. Yeah, they are rare. I've never seen a 68 registered one. Let's have a look at the back of this. There we go, it's a 1200 badge on it. Wow. I didn't even realise we've registered any Anglias in 68, so I'm learning things all the time. Also learning where to not put my feet, viewers. That doesn't look very desirable. We'll have to go this way, I think. Not fall over. There we go, we didn't fall over. It's a very nice Mark II ADO 16. And someone's even left me an information sheet as well. Here we go. 1969 Austin 1300 Mark II. I'm really happy actually to see a two-door one of these, because the two doors are rarer, but this is very nice anyway. I've driven a Mark I Austin 1100 and that was really nice. It's a sweet little car. But at this stage we had things like I think servo assistance on the brakes, and also a synchro mesh first gear, so a bit easier to drive. Similarly, of the sort of era, 67 Volkswagen in right-hand drive. I wonder what engine's in this. This is again, check we haven't got mud. The back of here, which is a 1.5 in that. So it looks a bit different from the other 67 that's actually here, which is over there with the Caravan, which we saw in part 1. So quite a few changes just for the model years. Maybe that's a 68 model, that one. I think this is a W114 from memory. We'll have to maybe go round the back this way and try to avoid the mud and have a look and see if we can find a trim badge. So a very late one of these. The W123s came in 1975, so it's just a 200, so it's the absolute sort of base spec for these. It looks a lot more dated, but it's only got a 4-speed gearbox in it as well. I think Mr. Miller from the Classics World channel of the Miller Corner would quite like something like that. I like, however, this Mark III Zephyr 1965. We've already seen a Zephyr Zodiac, or the Zodiac, I think they were called at the time, at the show, and this is the Zephyr 6, which is one below the Zodiac. There's also a Zephyr 4 that had a different grille and a 4-cylinder engine. Bench seats, we have a column change in there. And we do an umbrella handbrake and all kinds of exciting things. And then a little bit different is this Corvette. I think this is a C4 from memory. Oh, it's for sale. £11,000. As Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power channel says, this could be yours. Please call Paul on 07384 588 929. So look at the interior. Ooh, it certainly meets with my approval, viewers. I think this is a beige leather interior. It could be biscuit, maybe. It's a manual gearbox as well. Interesting. Lots of sort of classic 80s plastic and a digi dash and all sorts of things. Wonderful. Also wonderful, this is R129. I think this probably is worth a bit more than the Corvette though. These are worth a lot of money now, these R129 SLs. So R107 SLs. Just correct myself before I get it wrong and get comments, which always happens. 1986 or 87 420 SL. Of course with the wiper stalk and inner stalk combined, that's just where they came. 4-speed auto I think in this one. I can't even remember if too many of these even had manual gearboxes. If there were, I don't think it was a lot. Pontiac Firebird 1969 to 70. Hopefully the information, that would be an information sheet in an ideal world, but you know how it goes, viewers. Sometimes we find information sheets, sometimes we don't. I should get one for actually for my cars, really. If people want to know things like that, so we don't have to guess and get things wrong, and then people correct them on the comment section on YouTube. Oh, a Trans Am. I think it's a Smokey and the Bandit type one as well. Certainly looks very correct. I think the ones in the first film were a 77 from memory, which is the year the film came out as well. 6.6 litres of pure Americana, and there is Sally Field with Burt Reynolds. Oh no, it's a 78, it's a Bandit edition, okay. So it's not quite the same, but similar. See why this is attracting attention, everybody remembers that film, don't they? It is a pretty good film actually, that. Oh, hello. This to me though is even more interesting, viewers. A Rover SD1, I think this is turmeric yellow. In the sort of earlier specs, I think this would be about 79. There's a very small facelift in about 1980. So if this is an 80, it'll be an early 80. Ooh, it's only a 2300, but it still looks good. Did we get electric windows at 2300s? No, you didn't. This is an auto as well. And there's no rev counter. It's a really interesting spec. The choke lever's down there. Wow. I'm very much looking forward to having a go in an SD1 at some point, viewers. I've had a go in an MX-5 a long time ago. I'm going to see if actually this one, if this is UNOS or if it just put a master badge on it. Way to tell is normally the aperture of the rear plate, in which case there's another one. Oh, it's a California edition as well. Now that plate doesn't necessarily correspond with the year of the car. I think the California is about 96 from memory. We've still got the pre-1998 Mazda logo in here. The California, it's 126 to 300. They're a lot of fun to drive, but the ride is very, very, very firm. And my mount fell off the windscreen when I was driving that UNOS that I had on Sensible Secondhand Classics in 2021. Now this, viewers, is for me something that's absolutely amazing. If you're familiar with a show from the 1960s, late 60s, and they continued broadcasting it into 1970 with the first series, Randall Holkirk Deceased. This is an almost exact replica of the car that Mike Pratt drove in the series. It's a Vauxhall Victor FD. If this is a 2000 Super, it'd be even better. I don't know if it is. It is. Wow, this is an exact replica. White with a red interior. This one's got a floor change. It's exactly, it's an F-Reg, so 67, 68, it's got a July 68 tax disc. For me, this is just about as good as it gets. That's amazing. Wow, they were so bad for us back in the day that to see one in this sort of condition is remarkable. Also remarkable is this Subaru Impreza, first generation one. Now that's had a lot of work, hasn't it? I wouldn't be surprised if this is an imported one. It's got a massive radiator in that. Take a look at the back. Again, I think the non-plate aperture is a way to tell. Oh no, it's a standard UK one with that. Ooh, have we got a Datsun 240Z here, viewers? Oh, we have. I haven't driven a 240Z, but I have driven a 260Z, which is the one after this, and it was a similar colour to this. I don't think it was right-hand drive. It was a UK car owned by a chap who, Michael Stewart, has a lovely collection of Datsuns and Nissans. He's had it since I think 1990 or something there. It's 1990. This one's probably, I don't know, maybe an American import or something, I don't know. It's left-hand drive. Most of the ones left-hand drive in this country are American imports, of course. Early Volkswagen here, but even earlier than that 67 that we saw towards the beginning of this particular part. Someone's very cleverly put that there to get some ventilation in them. It's a very sensible idea. I'd say early 60s, but I don't know anything about these, so yeah, who knows. Just be careful here, viewers, and not fall over. Fiat 500L 68 to 69. This is an imported one. Relatively late into production life of the, well, at the time it was called the Rover 500. Or Rover Cinquecento. Let's get that right, get my words out properly today. Because the early ones have the suicide doors. This is a later one. I think they changed the doors in about 66 to hinge the other way. And don't ask me if I'm going to drive one of those views, because I'm not going to do it. I won't be. For the simple reason that I wouldn't fit very well in those. This looks very much like a Vitesse. It's a 66. So this could be either a 2 litre or a 1.6, because that was the changeover time for them, was actually 66. I think this is just a 1.6. Based on the Herald, of course, but with a 6-cylinder rather than a 4-cylinder engine. Bentley Continental GTC, I believe. E92 M3. Porsche 911. I think this is a 991 series 911, but you're kind of asking the wrong person to give you accurate information on things like this. Oh, Bell and Colville, of course. I think that's probably the closest Lotus dealer to here. I would have thought over in Clandon, which is kind of near Leatherhead. And we've still got those Mark III Cavalier indicator and wiper stalks. And these Metro mirrors. There's a 69 plate car. Yeah, I think this is an Exige rather than a lease. I could be wrong. Got TVR Tuscan here. This will be from the sort of early 2000s. I think TVR stopped in 2005 from memory, which is a big shame. They tried to bring it back, but it didn't. Oh, because it's 2000. It's a very early for this shape, isn't it? There's a Camaro, one of the modern ones. Don't know much about this, but I do know about this. I've seen this before, actually. I saw this at the one of the Popham shows, either in 2021 or 2022. This is an Australian import for the 300C. It's a SRT version. It's why it's right-hand drive and it's got a 70 plate on it. There's a company, I think, in East Anglia that import these. Obviously, for they're Australian specification, but I think these are about to finish production. The shape of the 300C. They stopped actually importing them, you know, in UK spec in about 2015, I think. But yeah, you can still get one if you want to go down that route, and that is an impressive 6.4 litre Hemi engine. E36 BMW 3 Series Touring. Let's see if there's actually a badge on the back to kind of say what engine this one has. No, it's been deleted. I don't know what year it is completely because of the personal plate on it. This Ram, ooh, I'm going to be careful about this, viewers, because we don't talk about diesels on this channel. I think I'm just going to skip that one just in case. However, we have got a very nice Vauxhall VXR8, and having just driven in the last week or so a Monaro with a 5.7 litre V8. This is the successor to it. I think this has got a 6 litre in it, which is the LS2. The one I drove an LS1 in it. I have quite an appetite for this sort of craziness. They weren't even that expensive though new, actually. They didn't sell in large numbers because people were scared about depreciation, but they're pretty incredible. What year that is, I'm not sure, I'm afraid. Audi A5, I think that is. another VXR8. Now, sometimes these have the Holden badges on them, but given this has the VXR seats in it, it might just be a VXR8 with a Holden badge on the outside. This is an auto, wow. With the Monaros, when they imported them, they only got a manual gearbox. 2014 Jaguar F-Type. Is this an F-Type R? It is, viewers. Relatively early for one of these. They came out the previous year. I'd have to go with one of these actually, viewers. This does look like quite a good fun. Obviously, it depends if somebody would offer me one of theirs to drive. Lots of power. Another E36 here. This is a coupe. Is this an M3? Hello to Three Kings Auto on Instagram. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just like a, I don't know, 328 with a motorsport pack on it. I don't know. Current generation Mustang, probably the V8. Most of them are V8 5-litre engine and a manual gearbox. Lots and lots of fun. Drives around 2500 with V10. Is that a petrol engine, viewers? I don't know. I'm going to just move on carefully. Chevy pickup for about 1969 to 70. Someone's again put sensible LED lamps in front of there so you can actually see it at night, because a lot of old cars don't have very good headlamps. Just the way that it is. Was that the way out? Had to be a bit careful because that slope's a little bit dodgy. More Chevy pickup goodness here, viewers. It's got cruise control, wow. Cal induction. Is that a 78? Oh yes, 78. Chevrolet square body. Ooh, a much earlier type of off-roader here. Got a Willys Jeep, but it's still been modified. I don't know what year that is actually. Bay window. I was wondering how long it would be before we see one of these. Right-hand drive. Wow. Porsche 911 wheels on that. 71, 72 bay window. Probably been sort of modified, and the Fonz approves too. And there he is, Mr. Winkler. Oh, an Alpina. Alpina B3S bi-turbo, based on an E92 3 Series with a cream interior. I've never seen one of those before, viewers. I have. There we go, there it is, E92, I was correct. I have, however, seen one of these, viewers, because this is a Monaro. Now, I don't know if this is a VXR version, or it is with seats. So this will have a lot of power, even more power than the 328 brake horsepower in the one that I drove. This is the 6-litre, is it? Oh, someone's going to open the bonnet. Let's have a look, viewers, shall we? Since we are here, we shall have a look. Oh, there we go. Yes, this is the later one with the LS2 6-litre. With 400 horsepower is a VXR. Very, very powerful. Like this McLaren is 2018. It's not quite what I was going to be saying there, but 2022, 2023 Bentley Continental GTC. My gosh, that is not what I was waiting to see. Let's have a look at what sort of interiors Bentley are giving people these days. White and black interior. I think this is probably like a £200,000 car, isn't it? Yes, probably is. I think we will be cautious about this Mercedes, viewers. It looks like an AMG, but that could just be like a 320 CDI, which we don't talk about on the channel. We do, however, talk about this Jaguar E-Type in red. If we look on the back, we'll see, yeah, it's a Series 1, Series 1.5, I think these are. On an F, so 67, 68, 4.2 Roadster. Very nice. It's a sort of bit more of a biscuit interior, I'd say, rather than the beige one. Ooh, also very nice. Dark green. Is this an XK8, viewers? Yes, it is. Now, I prefer a beige leather interior, but that's got sort of cream leather with wood, and it's in dark green, so we can't really complain, can we? Very, very nice.
Has anyone seen anybody?
We have Is this an international? Gosh, I haven't seen many of these. What year is this? I have no idea. About 1960 maybe? I haven't got a clue. What is this? It's one of these kind of Datsun pickups that ran forever in South Africa. Looks like it, doesn't it? So this is a 1981 to 82, but I think the design of this dates from the early 1970s. I know it's not a Toyota. It's not a Datsun. Again, it looks a lot sort of older than that registration would suggest. Maybe again South Africa, not sure. Another Lotus XL, 3 Lotus XLs at this show. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? What's this one? It's a 1984 to 1985 one. And then we have first generation of Pretzer STI 2 doors. It's a 22B or something. I shouldn't speculate though, should I? Because I'll just get it wrong. If I just shut my mouth, I wouldn't get it wrong, would I? I don't know. Who knows? My Pro Drive. It was like a UK market car because it's got the correct aperture for that. So STI Type R. I don't think Subaru sold Type R cars somehow views. Or did they? Which one of these Whaletail 911 turbos? It's got a 4-speed gearbox in it or something crazy like that. Oh yeah, it's for 4-speed. I think this is the 930 series from memory. I think that's what they're called. 86, 87 registration on a D. Let's go down this here and have a look at this Cadillac Coupe de Ville on an N, so about 1975. It's massive, isn't it? It's such a big thing. Look at this sort of interior trim. Wow. Very late. E28 5 Series, 520i. I think we finished in 88 and this will be on a D or something. It's a D, so yeah, 86, 87, so quite a late one. Porsche 944, again 86, 87. Oh, it's for sale. Oh, it's 86, okay. Mr. Bill from Fuel Power says this could be yours. Be very careful walking down this hill because it's a bit slippery. So a Maxi, this stage 7980 plate this. 1750 HL, so one down from the top of the range. I don't think they have the Austin badge on them at this stage. I think that's deleted in 79, so just says Maxi. It's before the Maxi 2, which came in 1980. 1974-75 MGB GT. This Sand Glow? I don't know if you. Someone's going to have to tell me what that is. Land Rover, I assume, has got an engine that we can't talk about, so we're going to have to skip it. We can't, however, skip this Metro GTA. Look at this. 1994. Rover Metro 1.4 GTA. I think these are Rover 100 wheels. The 100 came in at the beginning of 1995. And we have stickers from UB and Furious Driving as well. My godfather, who lived not too far from here, he lived in Farnham, he had one of these in the 1990s. It was a green one, 5-door GTA like this. And, well, I'd like to drive one of these actually, it would be very nice. Very nice indeed. Enormous, massive Ford Galaxy 500. What is this, about 1962, something like that. I'm not sure, with extra gauges in the middle. And some kind of automatic transmission lever, which is on top of there. More pickup action here. 1957 Chevy pickup. 3100. Oh yes, that is very shiny, viewers. Very, very shiny indeed. Key plate, so custom built thing that looks a bit like a 32 Ford Coupe. with a big V8, Edelbrock carburettor, of course. Another interesting Ford here, 1986 to 87 Sierra RS Cosworth hatch, going up in value by £1 million every second probably. And that is in very, very, very nice condition indeed. Oh, modified Ford Popular, Cinnamon Popular, bit being modified, of course. Classic sort of hot rod. And that won't have the original 1172 in it, will it? No way. Ooh, what have we got here? 1956 Plymouth Belvedere Sports Sedan with a Power Flight automatic gearbox. Is that Pink Flamingo by any chance, viewers? Hello to you, Pink Flamingo. That's off your dice, that's okay. There's a little friend down here as well. Hello. That's an extraordinary colour. Salmon pink. Thank you. Then we've got a couple of these, the Chevys, aren't they?
Yeah, you get the sunlight on it.
I don't know if this is a Bel Air, but the Bel Air was just like a trim package. It wasn't the only name for this this design. I think it's a 55 or 56. This, however, is a 57 Chevy. Two-door. Could be a Bel Air, I don't know. We have the little rockets on there, which is all part of the styling. Guaranteed to sort of lacerate pedestrians, of course. But who cares about that kind of thing when you've got a car that looks like this? Yes, there we go. Lovely. Another pickup here. I don't know what this is actually at all. I haven't a clue. Something. It's got a manual gearbox in it. Oh no, sorry, no, it hasn't got a manual. That's an auto shifter. Apologise viewers in advance every time I do these because I always get things wrong. So it's a Ford of some description. And we have 64 Chevy. Seems like all the American cars in the era are all here together. Buick Wildcat, I think, 1963. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. Again, it's an auto shifter on this. Yeah, it's a Buick Wildcat. 1965. I think this is a Pontiac. That's a Bonneville. Get the size of it. It takes about 15 minutes to walk around it. Very nice. Mercury.
Give you a shout for the next one.
Mercury Monterey. Hello to White Y186 on Instagram. That's a super condition, isn't it? Mercury, of course, a name that died in 2011. It's not a name that's around with us anymore. Someone's getting some drone footage of the day. A bit more professional than Shambolic Shuffles, but there we go. Also built Dynamic 88 in the most extraordinary colour ever. That is pretty crazy. Ooh, Mark 1 MR2. It's a facelift one. Yeah, it is. 89 to 90. It's quite a late one with the bling bling wheels. I think there was an automatic available with these, but I've never seen an automatic MR2 actually for first generation. With the T-Vis, a very early form of variable valve timing. Similar engine, I think, to the old A86 Toyotas as well. That would be fun to have a go in, actually. That's something like that. I'm surprised I've not seen many more of these MGBs here today, actually. Why say today twice? It's silly. Today. 879, rubber bumper, MGB GT. There's the later interior. Can't remember the colour. Is it russet brown or something? I forget now. Triumph Stag. This would be a Mark II actually. On an M, 73, 74. This is an auto. I'm actually driving an auto Stag next week, viewers. I look forward to that very much. I hope you do as well. That is very nice. Ooh, wow, here we go. Excellent. Peugeot 205 GTI. That is a 1FM. Wow. Oh, these are rare. If that's a real 1FM, then that is rare. very, very rare. I think these were made in 1993, from memory. Wow. Excellent. Am I going to recover from that, views? Maybe I won't. Ooh, Mark 1 Golf Cabrio, but maybe Mark 1 Cabrio actually, right up until 1993, I think. This is probably a Clipper, a lot of them were. I don't know. I don't actually know what that is. 91, 92 plate. Another Mustang here. 56. Gosh, it's getting warm here, isn't it? I'm going to have to buy myself a Panama hat or something. Right, and they are still coming in, viewers. So we're going to have to go to the next part. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As you know, comment below, and we shall see you again soon for more incorrect information.